Thank you for watching this video introducing the Environmental and Natural Resources Engineering program at Purdue University. My name is Keith Cherkauer. I'm a professor in the department. I study large-scale climate dynamics and land use change impacts on water resources. And I also teach a number of classes in the department, including the junior year ABE 325 Soil and Water Conservation Engineering.
My name is Dr. Dani Lay, and I'm an alumna of the ABE department. I specialize in water quality engineering and ecosystem restoration, and wanted to share a bit about my experience so you can understand career pathways in ENRE. Now I focus on teaching K-12 students about environmental quality and how they can contribute to making our planet healthier, and also continue to do work related to ecosystem restoration. I wanted to talk a little bit about my background in research to show you the breadth of what you can do with an ENRE degree. I focused on best practices for floodplain and wetland restoration during my PhD, but I've had broad research experiences across coastal plain, urban, and other types of ecosystems, including innovative stormwater practices, rainwater harvesting systems, as well as high-quality monitoring with sensors of water quality and hydrology.
Hi, my name is Maddie Milharcic, and I am a junior in Environmental Natural Resources Engineering. I am from Avon, Indiana, which is central Indiana, and I'd love to talk more about why I'm here and why I love doing what I do. My favorite class has been ABE 426, which is Ecological Restoration Engineering. I love getting to read the different literature that exists within the field, as well as go out and look at the different projects surrounding the campus and what we could maybe do in a career one day. Some campus involvement is Purdue Utility Project, which is a club within ABE Ambassadors. We were able to take a trip to Kenya last May to implement our project with a local community center in Eldoret.
Hi, my name is Kayla Osen, and I am a senior, and my favorite class that I've taken in ABE is ABE 325, which is Soil and Water Resource Engineering, and this was my favorite class because I really enjoyed all of the topics that we learned about and the lab exercises. For the lab, we were able to spend time in the computer lab and use software such as Civil 3D or ArcGIS that I think will be relevant to my future career, and we also got to go out in the field and see the things we were learning in the classroom applied in real life, which is always exciting. This past summer, I was a civil engineer intern at Black & Veatch on a site development team, and here I looked at the hydrology on a bunch of different sites to evaluate and design stormwater best management practices, and I learned a lot about erosion control plans and grading, especially for solar sites. After graduation, I will be continuing to work at Black & Veatch as a level 1 civil engineer in their rotational program.
Hello, I'm Matthew Wu. I'm a junior in ENRE, and I'd love to talk about why this major is so great. One of the first classes that you'll take is also my favorite class, and it is ABE 205. In this class, you'll be using R to manipulate a lot of data, and honestly, it's quite a lot of fun because sometimes you'll do a lot of troubleshooting, and when you finish and solve the problems, you get this huge weight off your shoulders, and it's just a ton of fun. And one of the coolest things about ABE, as well as ENRE specifically, is the vast amount of research opportunities. I had the chance to work in Dr. Hosen's Ecosystem Science Lab, and we did a lot of stream research, wetland research, and sensor research as well. And that is one of the best things about ENRE is that you'll definitely be able to get involved in research as long as you want to. And it's not even just restricted to ABE faculty. This coming semester I will be working with Dr. Carrie Troy, who's actually in civil engineering. So that just goes to show the amount of versatility that ENRE will give you.
So what is environmental and natural resources engineering? In environmental and natural resources engineering, students gain the knowledge and skills to develop technical solutions to pressing environmental challenges. Students integrate engineering principles with an understanding of physical, chemical, and biological systems to restore ecosystem services and promote sustainable practices in agriculture and the management of natural resources. Students use innovative tools, including sensors, geographic information systems, autonomous vehicles, hydrologic models, and machine learning to solve challenges related to water availability, air and water quality, and the conservation of natural resources. Courses equip students with an understanding of the engineering fundamentals, as well as ecosystem processes and the impacts of human activities. To illustrate that, here's a video with one of my former students.
With my family, I think each of us separately have a goal of visiting every national park out there. So from a very young age, obviously my parents really wanted to make sure that we respected our environment. They really wanted us to understand that everything is connected, that science is happening at a tiny, minuscule scale, and that if we wanted to, we could have a positive impact. I have such a deep love for camping and hiking and anything outdoors. So I knew that when I grew up, I wanted to have a job that could help me do all of those things. With my future career, Purdue would be a really great place to do that because although I wasn't sure what exactly that job would be, I knew that I wanted to have a strong engineering background to do that because I knew engineering would allow me to do whatever I wanted to do. I knew there were lots of options for which path I could take, and I wasn't sure which one. So I talked more in depth with the faculty's advisors, looked at the class plan, and I was pretty much hooked. I would get to take classes where I would get really strong technical skills, and then I would also get to be outside, so I would have the natural aspect of things, and then bring them both together. And apart from just the professors being there to help you and seeing you through many different classes, there's also the students. Having this group of close-knit people really helps, I think, push you to learn more, push you to be more involved in a class. Everyone within ENRE, the faculty, the staff, and even my fellow students have really helped me hone in what I want to do with my life and have helped me find the path that I need to take to get there.
Let's learn more about our ABE courses. Starting out, most of the classes you take will be a lot like those taken by mechanical and civil engineering students. You'll get your foundations in math, you'll get your foundations in statics and dynamics, and then ABE students tend to move into biology, chemistry, physics. They rapidly get into soil science, which is a class that a lot of our students really enjoy. We take soils on again with geotechnical engineering, so learning how to use soils for engineering purposes. We also do our own hands-on electronics and sensors class to provide more lab time, as well as classes in soil and water resource engineering, ecological restoration engineering, water quality engineering, all of which have more opportunities to interact with students, faculty, and lab opportunities.
So what makes ABE a top-ranked program? So by the numbers, ABE has consistently been ranked #1 for both our graduate and undergraduate schools for the past several years. We have a 99% placement rate and have been awarded over $100,000 of scholarship money. Some of my favorite points of why I think ABE is a top-ranked program include the points listed here. There's so many fun clubs and different ways to get involved, from ABE ambassadors to our more professional clubs, from fun things like Pup Club, which I've mentioned before, which has allowed me to do international travel. There's research, as Matthew has previously mentioned, and there's all kinds of connections you can have with faculty and your advisors. Most people have an open door policy in ABE, so you just walk right up and say hello if their doors are open, and that's one of my favorite things about being a student here.
Now I'll tell you a little bit more about what it's like being in the department. So in 2021, we got a brand new building with a lot of awesome lab and classroom spaces, and as a student, you'll most likely have a class in this building every semester, which is very fortunate. The building also has a lot of individualized and group study spaces, as well as a coffee shop if you ever need that morning or mid-afternoon pick-me-up. As we are on the smaller side in terms of department, we get a lot of individualized attention from faculty, so I'll walk into a classroom and my professor will know my name, which creates a really welcoming learning environment, and I've always felt comfortable going to faculty for help, whether that's with coursework or outside of coursework. There are a lot of great mentors. In ABE, you're also a part of 2 colleges, both the College of Engineering and the College of Agriculture. You don't have to worry because your degree will be 100% an ABET accredited engineering degree, but you'll get the benefit of being in 2 colleges. So this benefit includes increased opportunities for study abroad or more chances to earn scholarships.
So these are some clubs that a lot of ENRE students are in. I'll highlight 4 of them. ABE Ambassadors is a club that I'm personally in, and basically we are ambassadors for ABE as a department. So you'll be working with biological engineers as well if you were to be in ENRE. And this is a group photo from a couple years ago of the ABE Ambassadors of that year. ASABE is the main professional society of ABE, and that is another amazing club to join, especially if you're looking for an internship or resume help or anything like that. Alpha Epsilon is the main honor society for ABE as well, and that's something that you'll have to be invited to, but it's another great point of experience. The main competition that ABE often does is the Purdue Soybean Innovation Competition, and that's basically using soybean-based products and just things related to soybeans, and basically creating a product from it. And you'll be competing with other teams and basically trying to make the best product that will wow the judges.
You've heard about some of the courses in ENRE and some of the best features. Now let's talk about what happens after you've worked through this degree and you move into graduate school or the workforce, and some of the opportunities that can be afforded to you based on your experience with this program. First, I'll talk about some of the industry sectors that our graduates work in. We have some graduates who move to work with nonprofit agencies and community organizations, thinking about potentially things like conservation or park planning. We also have students working on construction and facility services. They might prepare sites for new buildings, and they might do some of the environmental assessment of sites as well. And then we have students go on to become engineering consultants and work in engineering services. Many of our students end up becoming professional engineers, and the curriculum that we have in ENRE sets them up on a good path to prepare for their FE exam to work in this sector and be able to be a professional engineer in the industry. We also have students working with governmental agencies. I'll talk about some examples in a few slides, and some working on renewables and controlled environments. And then we also have a number of graduates who go on to graduate school and to careers in research. Many of the courses provide research opportunities, and as mentioned previously, ENRE is an excellent place to build your research experience across computational work, lab work, and field work. And the career that you go into might not necessarily say environmental and natural resources engineer on the job title where you're looking at LinkedIn or another job posting. So here are some examples of careers that our students end up being in their titles. Water resources engineer, based on some of the experiences they have with hydrology as well as erosion. Environmental or ecological engineer. Water quality specialist. With some of the geospatial work we have students go on to be data analyst in that area. Soil conservationist, drainage engineer, restoration designer and engineer, as well as research scientist or natural resources manager. This isn't an all-inclusive list, but an example of some of the more popular careers our students go into. And then where do they work? Again, wide array across government and consulting. So we have some students going on to federal agencies like the EPA or the USDA. We have many students stay here in Indiana and work for organizations like EYM, and many go to other states and work for similar Department of Natural Resources or Departments of Environmental Quality. And we have students who join large national engineering firms as well as smaller local ones. And then you see some nonprofits here as well, the Nature Conservancy, or maybe students go on to places like AmeriCorps or the Peace Corps. First question, what aspects of the major made ENRE the best fit for you?
I think something I really appreciate is the project work and the teamwork that you get to obtain while working in all of your courses. Almost all of my classes had a final project where you worked in a team, and one that really stuck out was obviously my senior design. I had the opportunity to work on a year-long project to help answer the question, how can the needs of current and future generations be sustainably met? And I really appreciated the opportunity to work in a real problem that real people are facing.
For me, it was the intersection between environmental science and engineering. I knew I loved the outdoors, but I also knew I loved higher level math and science and the complexities of problem solving with those types of tools. So being able to do a career where there's both involved and have that education, but also knowing that if I have that engineering degree, the opportunities that become open to me were going to be huge, and I could solve the kinds of problems I wanted to solve.
Kind of similar to me. I always wanted to be on the cutting edge of engineering growing up. So I came here for FYE, wanted to actually go into aerospace because I wanted to look at how, I wanted to work at a place like NASA, for example, and be just on that cutting edge. But throughout my first year here at Purdue, I realized that the vast majority of humans' problems are still here on Earth, and I think that my career would be better spent solving problems here on Earth, sustainability, for one is the main thing, but also conservation, that kind of thing.
So one of the big threads that I see is the applicability and the preparedness you all have now to go solve some of our biggest environmental challenges moving forward, as well as the passion for it too. So second question, what are some of the insights you've gained since your first year in engineering that you wish you would have known earlier when you first got on campus?
I wish I knew how important it was to actually be able to have relationships with your professors. I think especially throughout high school, I was kind of just a body going through all these different classes, and I never really talked to my teachers or anything like that. But after coming to Purdue, and especially after starting at ENRE, I realized that having this relationship with your professors and talking with them and just getting to know them, as well as asking them for research and that kind of thing, has just been one of the most important and enriching things that I've gotten to do here at college, and I wish I knew that beforehand.
Yeah. For me, I would have told myself to jump in head first a little sooner. I've gotten to do a lot of things with the ABE department, but I would have told myself to reach out sooner. One of my friends once said there's anything you want to learn is an email away, and I wish I would have sent that email sooner and got involved ahead of what I did.
Yeah, I learned about ENRE at EYM actually, and I was really nervous about committing to a major because I thought it would predict the rest of my life. And so I wish I realized that Purdue is a great institution that prepares you for an engineering career by implementing all those engineering skills like problem solving, big picture, and detail-oriented thinking. And so I wish I thought more about the opportunities that would be available to me throughout and after my educational career, so things like study abroad or research. And yeah, I just thought about that rather than putting on so much pressure on finding the perfect major.
Exactly. And I think one of the great things too is the small environment. ABE always feels like a family, but you have the resources that you all have taken advantage of in the College of Agriculture, the College of Engineering, and the entire campus, from that study abroad to co-ops and similar, and been able to find your place. And then final question, what particular experience at Purdue University or within environmental and natural resources engineering has left a lasting positive impression on you?
Yeah, I don't think I have one experience, but just in general, I think seeing my professors and my classmates every day passionate to make a positive change in the agricultural and environmental sectors is pretty inspiring, and it kind of has given me a deeper appreciation for the role that engineers play in creating sustainable solutions. And I have a deeper understanding now of how my knowledge and skill set can kind of provide a better solution for the environment and the society in general. And so yeah, I think I'll just remember that me and my peers are the future, and so we need to treat the world as so. But I'm also not that worried because of the experiences that we've had in ABE and Purdue in general.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. For me, it's been the amount of opportunities that I've been able to have through ABE. If I could go back and talk to myself as I was graduating high school and explain what I would be able to do, I would just be so surprised at the unexpected. So last fall, I got to travel with a company called Road Trip Nation and film a series that'll be on PBS. It was super fun for the Indiana Department of Education. But so during the 2.5 weeks I was traveling, I got to work with all of my professors to make sure I could go online for those few weeks and stay up to date with my classes. And I had a lot of support from the ABE department and people cheering me on and wanting to see me succeed in that as well.
I think one of the things that I'll remember for a long time is doing a lot of field work, because I never imagined, especially because, like I said, I wanted to do aerospace engineering. I never imagined that I'd be able to spend so much time outside, and I didn't realize how much that I actually enjoyed doing that. I grew up going outside a lot, but I didn't realize that was something that I could really do as a career in engineering until I came to Purdue. So that's something that will definitely stick with me, and I'll definitely want to keep doing as an adult in my career.
Well, thank you so much. I really enjoyed hearing about your diverse and wonderful experiences, and also learned a lot. And I think that students who are thinking about this major will see the great experience that you all had and now have some questions to move forward. If you have questions about the ENRE program, we'll have information on the next slide about how you can contact the advisors and professors, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.